Yeah.
Is this working? My computer is well enough, that I probably don't need this, but we'll use it anyway. Is everybody finding the location okay? Good, good. I'm Bonnie Kay. I'm the president of the Rocky Mountain Veterans Association, and we have two other board members here. Roger Jackson, who is our foundation. It's Roger puts everything together and manages the website, takes the money, everything else. But Rocky Mountain Veterans Association was founded, oh my gosh, we've been doing 38 years, it is, the organization has. And Roger Jackson and I have been involved in the organization for about maybe 17 years, 18 years at this point. Both of us for different reasons. Roger is a patent attorney, and my background is commercialization of products. The meeting tonight will start with, just a brief announcement, the organization, and then we'll get to our speaker for this evening. Roger's going to speak to us about purchase cloud, which is a very important topic. And then after a presentation, we'll take question and answer or break, and then question and answer, and then just open it up for a discussion. Anything that is on your mind, and you have questions about, or you have concerns or something that's maybe not really involved in the topic. Okay? Now, when you're discussing things in this meeting, remember that it is an open forum, and therefore you are publicly announcing whatever it is that you have as a mention. So I encourage you, if you do not have intellectual property protection of some kind, meaning a provisional patent application or an actual patent on file, please do not disclose the specifics of how your product functions. In general, industry, that sort of thing, fine. Be cautious because it is a public open forum. And I'm sure if you have questions in that regard, Roger will be happy to answer those at some point too. Okay, let's see, what else do we need? Oh, the Rocky Mountain Veterans Association, for those of you who are the first time? Okay, yeah. This is a 501c3 nonprofit. It is educational in nature. We are here to give you information and help you know the right path or a better path for taking product commercialization. We're not here to sell you anything. It's informational because all of us that are here that do provide services know that if you know the right questions to ask, you're going to choose wisely and you're more likely to get your product commercialized. Okay. So with that, I'd like to briefly introduce. Let's go around and introduce everyone. And we can start with you, Brian.
Brian Cook, inventor of the compass.
Safety type product. Yes.
I'm Richard Hughes, and I'm an attorney.
Welcome, Richard.
We were talking about the non-competitive field, so I do state plan. And, there's mostly better than half a dozen ideas in the hopper.
Terrific.
And we're what the heck am I going to do?
Okay, we will get to that, but by the end of the meeting, you'll have a little better picture.
Thanks.
Okay? Roxanne? Okay. Did you learn anything so far? You're halfway through my book. Terrific. All right. You're learning something? Okay. Great.
Now I have a
I'm Langston McDowell. I'm a design engineer and service provider for vendors and helping them just accomplish their designs and concepts and help develop those further for manufacturing and patent illustrations as well. And I appreciate these people a lot. Good education here.
I'm Michael Littlewine, and just have a number of different ideas and plans and some great information here.
I'm Susan Ashley, and I retired from aerospace 5 years ago, and ideas for many years since I was a girl, and I thought I might as well try to make something happen since I don't have to go back.
Terrific. You're on the path. Roxanne had mentioned, I forgot to even mention it, but this is a brand new book out that I did a presentation on at the last meeting. I'm one of the co-authors. There's 16 of us from across the country with areas of specialization. And this book will be available at all the meetings here. The cost is $20 if you're interested. Everything from, what do you do from the idea point to complete commercialization and how to go about it. So if you're interested, there you go. Okay. And with that, we'll turn this over to, wait a minute.
I'm Joe Lucy. I've been a patent attorney for over 30 years, and I'm now working on a website to help manage the process from concept to non-concessions.
Thank you, Jim. So as you can see, there are a few people here that provide services of different kinds to inventors, and this is an opportunity. If you've got a question, ask it, because there's no price tag attached to questions in this room. Okay? With that, I'll turn over to Roger Jackson, who's the patent attorney.
How much is the answer cost?
Well, it depends. How complex are they? We'll answer from here.
It's a long term.
That's what the three of them are, right? I want to introduce Roger Jackson. We are very, very pleased to have as long and as much service and ideas offered to give to the Rocky Mountain Veterans Association. There are a few patent attorneys that I know that are as knowledgeable as Roger is and is as detailed with his patents that he writes. So I'm very, very pleased to have him with the organization, and I know Roger's going to have a lot to share with us tonight. Okay? Roger.
Thanks, Mike. First off, does everybody have a laminated card and the slides? Okay. So what this is, it's part of the examiner training, actually, but I pulled out the pieces of it that I think are going to be the most useful to you. So we're not going to cover what's called transitions applications, because they get into all kinds of complicated issues of applications that straddle the law change date, which was March of 2013. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to assume everything's after that and first to file applies. And we're not going to get into foreign priorities, which will just complicate things a bit. Anyway, for those of you that don't know, we have a patent office in Denver now. It's at 1961 South Street. It's in by the federal courthouse. They occupy the 15th and 16th floor, so it's not real big, but it does give us a resource, and we can do teleconferencing there with the DC patent office. So I encourage you to get down and check it out. There's a guy named Russell Slanker that's our contact point, and they're really big on, working and helping inventors, and they do a lot of training. I think November 5th, we've got a general intellectual property class coming up there. It's like a lunch thing at the patent office. Just remember, they're only open business hours. Anyway, before I start, has anyone got any questions on the distinction between first to invent and first to file. We used to be a first to invent priority. We were the only ones in the world. The rest of the world was on first to file, which is much more simpler administratively. So in the old days, if two people filed applications on close invention, the person that had the documentation to prove they conceived the idea at an earlier point in time, and we call it reduction of practice, but that means just making a prototype with diligence. Now, the diligence issue is a big deal because you can't really quit working on things for more than about 3 months. If you do, you lose your priority. Then you get into this procedure the patent office called interference, and it was very time-consuming and costly, and it's very hard. The evidentiary requirements are very steep for proving you did something in the past, because you have to have witnesses, you have to have receipts, plus prove your diligence. I was only involved in one, and it was on a design patent, and both inventors had inadequate documentation, so it just defaults to first to file. So it's the race to the patent office these days, and I think that gives the small guy a better chance to the big guy. In the old days, it was usually the larger companies that documented their inventive activities better than the individual that selected to prove the first to invent system better. So I think it's more fair to the inventor. And plus, there's some other reasons here too. And please ask questions at any time, so kind of break up the monotony.
That's why
Sure.
there's a lot more provisionals than.
Exactly. Probably more so in the old days, you would kind of more or less perfect your invention and then file your non-provisional utility. And these days, it's better to get a provisional, kind of have a concept in early, and then follow up with utility, non-provisional later. And even though you add and change things, most people do, it's better to have that early priority date. Plus, you get patent pending, and you don't have to hassle with confidentiality agreements, which are a problem. I mean, big companies usually will not sign them. So there's a lot of advantages to it. So it's definitely better to get something in not quite complete sooner than to try to perfect it later. So anyway, prior art, we're going to talk about the rule a little bit, and then I'm going to go through some timeline examples of real cases so you'll understand it better. But if you look at the placard, there's different colors for different sections, and the explanations are in the back. They're color-coded to those particular sections. So the top one, which is called the 10281, what we mean generally by prior art is what's existing in the public domain before you file it that can act to block your patent for what it teaches. Okay, that's kind of the general theme here. So 10281 in the upper left in the green says disclosure with a prior public availability date. Okay, and disclosure is anything. Anything that's not confidential, so it's a public use, it's a publication, it's a brochure, it's a tech journal. It's just someone doing something out in the open, but the threshold is very low. Okay? Now, if you go across to this part, I probably should advance this, but this is important. These are the exceptions. So this is how the prior art will come in against you from the patent office examiner. These are the ways you can knock out a piece of prior art, which is easier to do than to argue against it. Yeah, there we go. So the 10281, the upper block, deals with what we call the grace period. This is the 1-year priority. Okay. You're only allowed this in the US, but you can disclose your invention in the public domain for up to a year before you file your patent application. It's a little risky to do that. It's gonna hurt you more absent non-legal, which means you have to get filed before you do any disclosure. So we do give you some slippage in. So if you look at 102B1A, okay, you see that? Okay, this is one of our exceptions. This is a big benefit that is come up. Is this working? Okay. Somebody obtained the invention from the inventor, an outside third party, and they disclosed it. If it's within your grace period, and it comes in as prior against you, you can get rid of it. So this is huge, you know. In the old days, you would have to do this two ways. If the other person filed a patent, you would have to try to validate their application by showing misrepresentation of invention, or you'd have to go after them for misappropriation, trade secret. You don't have to go through all that expensive hassle now. You file an affidavit at the patent office, you say this person had access to my information and made an earlier disclosure, and it's knocked out as prior. Huge advantage to the huge. B is just a little bit of a different take on that. We'll see in the examples how that works again. Down in the yellow, the 102A2. This covers something that probably a lot of people don't quite understand. You'll see it on the timelines. But this talks about, if, for instance, you filed your application June 1, and on May 31st of that year, someone filed the same invention. You're not going to know it because they're both in confidence until the publication date of that earlier filed application. That earlier filed application is prior against you because its priority date was before you and you had no way of knowing about it. So this is kind of a black hole in the faces. There's this 18-month confidentiality period. But there could be something out there that can mail him, and it was filed one day before you. And you hate to think that you missed it by a day to get rid of the piece prior. So, like I say, time and time again, it's better to get a half-baked provisional in sooner than to wait. Okay, especially these days. Are there any questions at all? Yes, sir.
Does it matter if you had someone sign a confidentiality agreement?
It helps, but what that does for you is if you are going to sue for trade secret misappropriation, which are difficult and costly, time-consuming cases, but it's better than nothing. But a pending provisional is much stronger legally than a confidentiality agreement, keeping it to cover your invention. Now, at times, people will use a confidentiality agreement to cover things outside of the patent. You may be disclosing financial plans, marketing strategies, things like that. You still keep those confidential. The major issue you have, and people you disclose to, is that they have your insider information, and you don't want them to become a competitor of yours. Okay, that's the major risk. So, patent pending always, confidentiality agreement, if you can do it, is the best. But if you can't, nobody will, because you've got the pending patent protecting your technology. Okay. good start example. So this should match your first sheet of this, okay? So now we're just going to go through some timeline examples, and please ask questions at any time. The bottom half of the timeline is the activities we're doing, okay? So here, on June 1, 2013, we filed a patent application. The above the timeline activities are various prior events that we have to deal with. And so it's just kind of like, what do we do, how do we deal with this? And you can see what I was talking about, a publication after your file date with a priority date before, that'll be application B. That's how it happens. The publication date, August 6th, came after our file date, but their file date was May 2011. So that antedated our file date, okay? And then the other thing is the publication date. The German patent publication date in the U.S. application date, all are qualified prior art. And just for review, I should say that prior art has certain forms. One is a patent, one is a patent application publication, one is a non-patent publication, which is magazines, books, brochures, and another one is just public use. And the threshold is very low. Like, I got to know about a case once where a sales presentation was made in a conference room in an office building on a product, no sales meeting, but that was a public disclosure. Even though it's not really the public, but the test is there an obligation of confidentiality? But there wasn't. So everyone I know will tell everyone about the invention. So the bar is very low on public disclosure. You just assume you've got it. And even if somebody never did a patent, there's usually some sort of publication somewhere that's showing invention. I mean, I think it's a flyer or a Polaroid or something. So any questions on this?
Yeah, you're saying that that is a powerful advantage to have that publication out there?
If you did that, you can effectively block others from having what you have.
You have a file and you haven't filed yet?
Right, because you're anti-dating and you developed it independently from them. So sometimes people will do this. If they're not sure about patentability, they want to make a spoiler, they'll get it in the public domain and keep anyone else from having it. So in other words, nobody gets exclusive rights. It belongs to everybody. And sometimes that's a strategy people will do. Or sometimes someone might be granted a patent and someone from the outside will say, hey, I know what this thing was being used 5 years before, and they'll alert the patent office to that and say, you need to account for this. So that's throwing prior art to file a patent because we're not picked up. Prior art is, you never know what it all is because it's worldwide, anything everywhere, and of course, the way they search it is just in database indexes, so things can be missed. You know, it's just, you're just getting more and more confidence in the research you do if you never really know everything. But the one thing that here is that application B, when I filed before that, I had no knowledge of that because it was confidential until it went public after my filing, but it's still prior against me. It's unfair that everybody has to deal with this. Because by rights, they have to get before you. This is kind of a stretch of a case just because typically when you file an application on May 1, 2011, you go public with the product. So you should pick it up in one of those. It should show up somewhere. Because no one's going to go back and pay it. I'm not going to release this product until the patent is issued. You have a lot of financial incentive to get the product got commercialized as soon as you can. And I might add, that's exactly what you want to do, is get your manufacturing and promotion issues vetted out that way, so that you know what change you want to the product when you file it on provisional. This is, just talks about the various things. And this actually just tells you what I did with the paragraphs really back. My vertical shift is exactly what I did. We're talking about trade shows, and we do have an excellent trade show presentation on which ones to go to and how to set up. But, okay, on the bottom, we filed June 20, 2014. O'Brien files this application in Genetics. Okay, so prior to that, December 20, 2013, Stark makes a public disclosure widget. Okay, so let's start prior makes this well, only Stark completely eliminated all this division. If Stark had any access to our information, we can work with this. And this is one of the advantages of the first file. Looks like graphically, if Stark obtained widget X from O'Brien, okay, it was within our grace period and he got the information from us, so Stark's disclosure was not used against us or had us. So it's a nice advantage.
Is the trade show make it hard for him, for O'Brien to actually get a patent then? I mean, what you're just saying about it's already out in the domain, so it's work probably.
It's just that Stark can prevent O'Brien getting a patent. That's the only thing. Because we disclose in the grace period, so we can't do Stark has actually.
You show a 12-month grace period here.
Is how something better can disclose prior to filing. If you go over a year, you're deemed dedicated to the public domain, you cannot get a patent.
That's the spoiler.
It's just to give the time of the instance motivation to the so they don't have things that will delay excessive amount of time. The way you get around that, of course, if you disclose and you're going to file later than that, you alter the invention. We call it an invention and start with a disclosure. The 18 months is after you file, the application is kept confidential to the patent for 18 months. And then it goes covered. And that's what everyone knows about it. So that's kind of a commercial grace period to let you get in the market before everyone knows what your patent is. Even though your product's probably in the market anyway, they don't know what exactly you're claiming and disclosing in the patent to what publishes. And that's actually a worldwide standard, the 18-month publication.
Isn't it true that if you file a provisional and you wait almost a full year to file your non-provisional, it's 18 months from the non-provisional filing, so you actually have 2.5 years.
All the clocks start from the provisional.
From
The 1 year, 18 months. So when you file the it starts originally, so you actually get a 20-year span. Combined, you can see them kind of long. Okay, this is a little bit of a twist. O'Brien did a publication disclosing acts prior to the trade show disclosure of Stark. Now, we can assume in this case Stark did get the information, the invention from O'Brien. O'Brien still wins because he has priority of disclosure in the race record. So this is another rule that's beneficial to inventors. So even if an inventor does disclose, they stay within their grace period. Any intervening disclosures are blocked. So it's a big deal, even if they're independent.
Just that same
Okay, so on the bottom, we found the U.S. October 16, 2014, but we've got the priority of a Canadian application. Exactly when we back, October 16, 2013. Then the top's all the priority we got to deal with. So I would say Irving definitely indicates us both on their publication and priority date. Jordan is another case of publishing after our final, but Jordan prioritizes back to November 10, 2013, but that's after our Canadian priority, so we're saved. So, in the priority date, first filing anywhere in the world. So in this case, the only one that's going to be prioritized is Irving. Just because he indicated the Canadian family. That's what they're talking about there.
Can I ask a real basic question? Is following fire,
It's just a patent term that is anything public domain that is exact or very close to the invention.
like a picture, meaning art or description?
No, it's got to be real. If it's just like a very superficial description or picture, it's called non-enabled. In other words, either it has to be a real tangible thing working, or even software, as long as the program works, or it's got to be a detailed enough disclosure so that somebody skilled in this area can make and use off that disclosure. So it has to be reverse engineerable. So somebody very superficially disclosed, there ought to be like the solution to the problem, but without the solution, like, with the gun violence thing, maybe there ought to be some sort of sensor that only you can fire your gun. Right? And if someone grabs a permit won't work, you have identified a problem. That is not an immediate disclosure, because I have not said how to do it. Okay? So, sometimes, this can save inventors too, like if they do a demo video, they might just show an external function of something and not disclose exactly how it works, just kind of to get sales attention. And that's a good thing, because they didn't get their own invention. This is a PowerPoint remote, and I'm doing a PDF, so I'm surprised it even works. It's great. Okay, another case is Campbell's published Chase filed December 16th, Campbell filed for October 16th, disclosing the same widget, and Campbell had published afterwards, so let's say yes, Campbell is prior to Chase. And that's the question answer. Now, Campbell files a non-provisional, and he's obtained information from Chase at an earlier date, and then Campbell publishes after Chase's file date. So, we can get rid of this piece of prior art. It doesn't really matter if trade show disclosure, public disclosure, patent application, if they derive the invention from one another, then it's out as prior art. So this is a very big advantage.
Okay, it's a non-provisional, I'm sorry, I was thinking.
Which do you want to look at?
Campbell files a non-provisional application. If he filed a provisional application, it would be a different.
It should be the same priority date. Because we're looking at, you see, Chase did an exhibit at a trade show prior to Campbell's filing. So Campbell's, because like the other case we had, they never disclosed in a trade show prior to the disclosure of the third party, then it is prior. There's a few other things, Johnny, as a patent attorney, where I was looking at how to get rid of the prior art instead of fighting it. But there's a few other common sense tools, common ownership, and sometimes people will do this. They'll assign a patent to a common owner as opposed to prior art, so the prior art goes away. Or if they're doing joint research agreements, this can apply too. Not common amongst individual vendors, but it's handy for like one company buys another company where prior art conflicts, they suddenly go away. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you. I'll be using the patent office material sheet, so that's what they're for. Any questions before we take a break? They're together annually, their procedures and everything is completely different. It's crazy. I don't know why. Because the copyright office is separate, but the way they do responses and everything, there's no crossover. This thing was from way back, I guess. The patent and trademark office. They share financial systems, for payment, and that's pretty much it. Trademark examiners are all lawyers. Patent examiners are all engineers and not lawyers. So the patent examiners have this great big manual, and it's all laid out on all the court decisions on how to apply patent law. So we kind of like that really because we can work it there.
What advantage does an office here give you?
Not huge, but as they grow, we're going to try to, like someone comes in and we file an application, try to have a process locally. So when we do examiner interviews, it's real easy. Because now when we do examiner interviews, we have to fly back to DC. And that's where the examiner says rejected you and you feel like they're just not getting the invention. So We go there, either with the veteran and turn your mind to us and look after the gadget, this group, they know it, and make sure they understand it and talk about what potentially could be done. It just gives you a face-to-face instead of doing all the documents back and forth. The different office also has a video conference room, so we can do that, like with DC2, save a little logistic hassle. Any other questions?
Is that common to do that, and have it face-to-face here?
No, I'd say, for me, about 1 in 10. There's some cost to it, and it depends. As they mentioned, it's going on a few years after filing, he said, looking like it's getting very commercially significant and really are motivated to fight hard for a claim to spend time with it. The other reason is you just feel the examiners understanding what you're doing. The last one I did with a new dental tool, and of course, nobody knows dentistry in that office. So we mention objections and we understand this procedure. So back for an interview, and most of the time, you should be talking about that approved. Just what you get out of the face-to-face. But, it doesn't really do you to go there and argue with them. You need to have a nice product to demo and show them and that it pays off.
Yeah, the gentleman Roger described, he had a very, very well established prototype. Actually, it was one of the prototypes of this product.
It shows the examiner that you've got a real business model and you're serious and it's difficult. And if I have an editor that's good at presenting and articulate, I'll send them an email suspension on the phone so they don't, kind of feel like they're getting made by a lawyer. And then kind of give them sincere and genuine. I worked on this for years. I put up money in, my life's but it's the story behind it and working with the persuasive that way. Any other questions?
I know you mentioned you didn't want to talk foreign, but can you just maybe briefly talk about disclosing in the United States and a file date compared to if you wanted to file in a foreign country limitation? And I don't want to open a can of worms, but that may be important.
If you think you want to go foreign, you really have to seriously evaluate the business end of things because it takes so long. Have people, they start making more tax commercial launch. And so the foreign tax kind of it's a waste. So you can say, I'm going to have a manufacturing sales presence in the country. And then what you want to do is get the provisional before any disclosure. And then in a year, you got to do all your form. But you can do this, what's called an operation training, and you can extend it to 30 months since they can pick particular countries. But then when it starts accelerating, you're going to get $50,000 real quick if you're going to find 4 countries. And annual duty fees and all kinds of stuff.
On this note, just, I want to get it straight in my mind. If I disclose publicly in the U.S., I have 1 year to file. If I disclose publicly in the U.S., I cannot file internationally. Or what is the
It's a country thing that most of them have absolutely we start to simplify and say no disclosure. Because even on the stuff, if somebody got the information from the and disclosed or probably can't even open that, but we still have to find out that it's in all that stuff. It's just a little simpler to get the provisional in before anyone was and then, there's the further back in time that priority is, the better one you are. And you cut off more penalty if it exists.
It does.
So, another panel was identifying a single prior exposure that needed to mention exactly. As claimed, but usually that doesn't happen. And that's why you need to search and kind of search products. So there's nothing exactly out of that, because that was too long time. So you move to non-business and realize they regularly mention unsafe 3 or 4 parts, and then searching multiple patents and finding one part in each patent. You will combine those and say it's obvious. The theory is that you just look at the world to predict, say these 4 patents, and each one has a separate component, and you can put them together in yours. So the whole key to it in a simplified manner is to have this one piece of information, something that is not out there. And it will be a lot better position.
Or do you might want to address those that have an idea, and it would get to be quite expensive if we're filing provisional applications on every idea. So you're recommending then a non-disclosure agreement with as need to know people to help you with ideas where going forward?
Let's say you have a dozen ideas, you know, okay, a dozen provisions is how we're going to write them. So, 2 out you can take a research class. Learn how to do your own searching and ferret that out to 1, 2, 3 ideas that look solid. And then we'll combine marketing and decide which one to go after. That it would be worth your while to have a search one. And we have clients that we use the same software that the panel's executives use. We're planning their search as close as possible so you know they can throw at you ahead of time. This is not the same as the online search, it's a special software. But if you spend time with it, that's one way to do it. It'll be worth it if you're searching on a bunch of options. The other thing you can do is get the patent yourself quick. And write your own provisionals. Study through that as a provisional file if you use it really well. It's like $65. I should mention the AIA did another thing at micro-entity classification, which is super cheap, but it's temporary. Like you can get it for the first 4 minutes, and if you make less than $50,000 for the year, or you want to profit, you can qualify. So the 4 filing rule, they don't count provisions, they don't count fraud, and they don't count the payment supervised when you're employed by somebody. It's all other ones in the game, so that's very good. So the provisional file fee is $65 from the door. So I just had a client come in, he was doing his own, he did all kinds of provisionals, and finally got market interest. And he just filed a bunch of provisionals. Now the thing is that he can't link provisionals from the beginning. The provisional can't link directly to the provision. So that's the beauty of it is you file a bunch of them, they want to stay secret. Your provisional will be public. So when it drops, it'll be better. No one knows about it. But when I mentioned this, and I came up with a provision, and I'll claim I already have the 3rd provision in my file. So that's one way to do it. You know, search for a longer, you can get a bunch of patent names. But the trouble with those that is just it flies by and not make the progress they need to. Because you gotta pay the money to commercial thing, and you can't let me put it on the back shelf and I'm busy with other stuff.
And I just want to make sure, Robert, you say claim priority, like on the 3rd provisional, right, like you gave the example, what's happening? The claim priority? it's still less than a year at that point that you would be claiming private.
So let's say that you're 3 okay, depending on which one I claim priority, I have 3 over here. You know, 1 expert sheet, 2 expert sheets, 3 expert sheets. And you know, the original intent of the provisions was for research universities, so they have all this technology they're generating, and the students write thesis, so they have disclosures already, so they would just file their lab work disclosures to provisions, lots of them, and then they shop it for a year, and they tell some okay, it's an academic covered, we do that. But their disclosures are not in that form. It's just the description of the technology, and they find them by the dozens. And they give you a 1-year grace period. And it's only the U.S. that has this. Other foreign countries do. So our provision is there's no requirement to have members, there's no requirement for clothes. But I could have used that if it goes for this. They'll consider it an application for this kind of claim. But originally, it's research universities, they could just have a write up on new technology and maybe some diagrams, and boom, that's what's kind of the extra work. And the final things, of course, are, even for a big company, it's 100%. So it's very cheap.
I like the idea of the low-cost $65 provisional, because with survey capabilities, you can get information out there, and it's feedback about its marketability during that time of the provisional place. So it's very inexpensive when you consider you get that kind of feedback with the provision. So even if you have 10 ideas and you get out there and file provisions, get some market feedback, you know whether to go ahead and file your full patent. You can start narrowing it down.
There's some students that define provisional.
Yeah, no.
I would say the ones I get from the betters that they do wrong, they're like a little too short. So I would say, even a basic gadget, we probably should have 10 drawings and like a 20-page time product. You know, just how a lot is there. The more you have in there, the better. I get 3 pictures.
Is there a format or a recommended format for designing that provisional?
Yeah, there's tons of ways to pack it yourself, and all of that. And then there's information on the SBTO site where we got this. There's a tab on top called Inventors, and there's a ton of videos and information.
Well, right, would you agree with me at the end, your intellectual property is only as strong as your patent, so probably would say, like, even for the provisional, even if you were composing a good portion, probably leave the professional like yourself toward the end, at least maybe have some directions to formalize it.
It's worth it if the commercial potential is still. I mean, if it's a commercially successful product, the cost of management is cheap for the benefit you get. If the product flops, of course, it's just some money. And I think that's the point of the inventor can file, half a dozen provisionals, and he's trying to see which one starts to go.
So, on the micro ATs, you can do that if you have less than 4 depth.
That's fine.
That's for a lifetime, or that's it?
But like I say, provisionals don't count against that number. 4 don't count. And even if you as an employee, the first sign will say corporation don't count. So it's only things non-provisionals we file as an individual that count against you. Oh, but if you do continuations of issues, those count. I should mention about the continuation, they're my big thing. But when you file continuation of patent pending. Patent office is slow. It's going to be probably 2 years before you hear that number. This is not a bad thing, because it gives you a long patent agency, you're commercially relevant, and you're protected, and you have no patent expenses. But what can happen is people get wild out in the market of manufacturing and selling, and money changes from what the patent was filed during the point in time. So we can file a continuation or an application and add that in the future and get that covered for you. Because that would impact the thing, customize and change itself in accordance with the product's changes. And it gives you a lot of protection.
Does the examiner then have to look for prior art for this new?
Well, when you do continuation of parts to with applications that have multiple priority dates, depending on what disclosures came in. But sometimes as a strategy, people will keep a pending application open for years just for that very reason, so when they get your features, they can get a continuation. And you can pen up to 20 years until the patent expires, you know? Because it's based on the first stage, so the clock starts. Okay.
Let's take a break and then
Yeah.
come back and talk on.
That's through here. Like someone.
So, the introduction of an idea / product.
Oh, yeah.
See whether there's commercial liability. That's what you do. What would he say, Joe?